Modern day politics can be quite confusing for most people. Many Americans are left disoriented and misinformed due to the lack of honest information being portrayed throughout mainstream media. In order to understand the current political system, we must first analyze the horrible implications and detrimental effects of World War II. At the end of the war in 1945, Hitler lost and was credited for the most evil dictator in history. Obviously, I do not support Hitler in any way, shape, or form. What he did was horrible and was a war criminal that committed mass genocide. The problem, however, lies in the factual evident consequence that after World War II, there was a great fear of white nationalism. Any time in any country on this earth, the moment a white person feels proud of their own race, heritage, culture, or social standing, they're deemed radical or a Nazi. This after effect of the war has affected our own country. Many young Americans today are horribly afraid and practically cursed with an irrational fear of being proud of who they are because they do not want to be called a racist or a Nazi. This is where the convenient and cancerous call of liberalism comes in. While conservatism in America consists of God, religion, and family values that have lasted for centuries, liberalism is an ideology that has only existed for the past 50 years and therefore has no fundamental value because it is an ideology that is rooted in nothing. A common tactic of liberals is a technique propagated throughout the mainstream media known as virtue signaling. They say things like Black Lives Matter, Free Palestine, and We Love LGBTQ. However, these convenient slogans are methods liberals use to convince others of their goodness and morality out of fear of being labeled or called a racist or a Nazi. This is a consequence of World War II, and although many liberals have their heart in the right place, many of their beliefs are flawed and intentionally oppose traditional patriotic American values, which is something that this country desperately needs in order to survive. The list of problems that the call of liberalism is endless, from the propagation of censorship of freedom of speech, which is a constitutional amendment, from the lack of traditional, true political representation among young Americans, the deconstruction of statues, history, and important historical figures. This is not about Republican versus Democrat. This is about values versus shame and guilt. As someone who supports the United States military, patriotism is our longest lasting virtue versus a disingenuous fake campaign to monitor and bully others into conformity of a political identity that has no true value.